Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start this analysis by saying that those leaders who look at Raila Odinga's mass protest as only an opportunity or rather something that has been planned to disrupt activities in the cities are very simplistic, myopic, and narrow, not looking at the bigger picture. I want to show you two videos here, and I will tell you one thing, that what the Maandamano call by Raila Odinga team is actually bringing on fold is a discussion about what is happening in the country. You can dismiss Raila, and there is no problem with that because, again, you expect counter narratives. But the discussion about what is happening in government cannot be wiped away. Rigathi Gachagua must be very disappointed with the latest developments from the mountain. Today, I have two video clips. One is from Laikipia and another one is from Runyenjes in Embu County, in what is happening in Mount Kenya, because the question has been that why is Raila not going there? And I can tell you from one thing. I want you to listen to this clip and pay attention to the messaging about what the residents are saying, because for me that makes a lot of sense. People need to know what exactly is the community saying, because Mount Kenya is the area where William Ruto got more votes.
Watoto wetu wako shule, wale wa junior secondary hawasomi. Kule university watoto hawasomi. Hakuna chakula, hakuna nini. Tunataka hiyo mambo iangaliwe mara moja, freeze iangaliwe. Na hii mambo ya uchumi, hatutaki watu wachache wanashiba. Kuna server ilifunguliwa, barua iko, na tunataka kujua ni nini ndani. Kama UDA walishinda, waitane asubuhi, ifunguliwe kila mtu aone, tuachane na hiyo maneno. Kama kwa sababu wanajua hakuna kitu walishinda, ndio kuzudi wanalialia isifunguliwe. Lazima ifunguliwe, na ni lazima ifunguliwe. Na Kenya ni yetu na ni ya kila Mkenya. Hatutaki we Kenya wanatengwa.
Tumeumia kabisa kama wa Kenya. Yeye alisema gasi itaanguka. Swali langu ni, gasi ikishuka tutawekelea maji tupea watoto wakunywa ama tutapika nini? Gasi imeshuka, unanunua gasi ni vizuri, unawekelea nini? Unapika nini? Alihakikishia wa Kenya akichaguliwa kila kitu itakuwa sawa. Hakuna kitu tumeona. Ombi letu ni moja kama wa Kenya ama kama wanaazimio. Kama hawezi angusha bei ya kila kitu, aondokee. Yeye mwenyewe alijua mambo yenye alifanya. Si ati alikuwa amechaguliwa, hapana. Aondokee, mwenye alichaguliwa akalie kiti atufanyie mambo yetu kabisa. Juu tunaamini Raila ni yeye alikuwa ameongoza kwa uchaguzi uliofanyika. Akatufanyia mambo yake, akatufanyia wakiwa na Chebukati, lakini Mungu anajua kila kitu walifanya na atatutimizia maombi yetu kama wamama, kwa sababu tumelia na uchungu kabisa. Kuna kitu kingine, hii sefa ifunguliwe tuone ukweli, kwa sababu kuna ukweli imefichwa. Na tena wameanza kusema ati mzui Mudavadi anafungulia bibi yake ofisi. Mudavadi anafungulia bibi yake ofisi afanyie nini? Tulichagua Mudavadi ni alipewa hiyo kiti, si bibi yake. Lakini wanajua mambo yenye wanataka kufanya, ndio bibi yao kificha mali, tunasema ati tu sijui Uhuru aliiba pesa, na ni wao wanaiba, wanapatia mabibi zao. Asanteni.
Tunataka kama wamesema ianguke. Hatuna vita na serikali, lakini tunataka watimize yale mambo ambayo waliambiwa wananchi. Tuko hapa Lokarau, kama vile chairman amesema, tumeanza maandamano rasmi chini ya kiongozi wetu Honorable Raila Odinga. Tunafanya maandamano kwenye Nyandarua kaunti yote mzima mpaka serikali isikize mambo yale mwananchi anataka itimie.
That lady is speaking about gas. Remember, and I think when we analyze some of these things, I have been saying that there are some things that lacks the spark. The question that lady is asking do not need someone to be an Azimio or UDA supporter to just reason out. It is logical that if people don't have food, there is no need of that gas, because what are you going to do with it? And according to what that lady is saying is that government is simply lacking priority. And that's why I'm saying that you can despise everything going on, but remember, Kenyans are listening. The discussion is all there. The discussion here is, are we in the right direction? But then probably that's what they're, according to me, that's the conversation, that's the debate that the Maandamano brings into fold. Are we going in the right direction? That's the question. And listen to what those people are saying. You know, they are relating to it. They're relating to the questions on, and I don't think even the question of Mudavadi has been in the front line. Not really. The question of the server, everyone seems to take what the Azimio wing are saying. And I paid attention, and I want you to listen to this one from Embu, because in Embu is where the UDA chairperson comes from. And I realized that ODM was doing something very interesting. While opening ODM county office, and you will see it there, they installed Wi-Fi there with an intention of that Wi-Fi helping the youth in that place. And so they're talking about they will be in a position to roll more of that. I think they said 31 offices, 31 UDM offices, that they will install Wi-Fi so that it can help the youth. I think that would be a very good intervention. If instead of putting that Wi-Fi in markets, it can rival what the government is doing, but it's a bit of a better intervention compared to going to put the Wi-Fi in the market, where I normally don't. I believe that people actually don't need it. Now, I want you to pay attention to what this gentleman is saying, because he seems also to be speaking to the heart of what community wants to hear.
Ningetaka kutangaza leo, tutashikana na viongozi wetu Kenya mzima, na lazima ujumbe wetu uvike. Tuandamane, tuende ofisi ya rais, lazima injue. Kwa nini nasema hivi? Nasema hivi kwa sababu mimi ni mmoja wale wameweza kufuatilia uongozi tuko nao na uchaguzi wenye tulikuwa nao, na naweza hakikishia nyinyi ni kweli kura siripwa. Ni ukweli. Sisi hatuna vunjo na mtu, na tunasema moto ikiwaka imewaka, na naona imewaka. Ile kitu itasima hiyo moto ni kitu moja tu ama vitu mbili. Gharama ya maisha nje chini, servers za IBC sivunguliwe ili ukweli unjulikane. Leo hii unga inatoka 200. Subsidy yenye ilikuwa imepeanwa ilitolewa. Tunaambiwa ni manyumba inajengwa. Nataka kuwauliza wananchi wenzangu, kama unjakura hiyo nyumba unaweza lala kama uko na amani? Sisi kama watetezi wa wananchi tunasema Shakayo lazima ashuke ili unga ishuke, watoto waweze kusoma, mafuta ya gari ishuke, ili Kenya tuwe na amani na tuwe na afya bora. Kwa hivyo sisi kama wanaazimio na kama wa Kenya, kwa sababu sasa sio mambo ya vyama, unga ukinunua 200 ukiwa azimio, hata wayunduwe ananunua 200. Juzi nimesikia mheshimiwa mmoja wa Runyenje constituency Manyata anasema anataka 1 man 1 shilling. Hiyo ndio mambo mheshimiwa Raila Odinga alikuwa anatetea, na sababu hawa viongozi tuko nao ni walavi, walikuwa nataka kiti ili wanjipatie makuu.
Now you can listen to what they are saying. You know, people are listening and they are actually planting that in the community. In fact, I've always said that Asbio should hire me and tell you what to do in Mount Kenya. It's very simple. If there is something, the easiest place people to convince to talk out of William Ruto's circle is Mount Kenya. You just need one thing. We just need to have a consistent communication in telling them Just ask them, this is what was promised, has it been delivered? Because that is where all the pool of lies went there and they were dumped there. All lies were dumped on top of the mountain. Or sorry to say, they were dumped in the pulpit. Well, then everyone will then walk there and pick it. So you just need to go to the same pulpit and just ask the same questions. You will understand. You will know that within 2 months, people will start getting worried. And you will see the masses turning against the political kingdom there. So I want us to pay attention to that, and I want to kindly request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video. Thank you very much for those who are supporting us for every part of the globe. Yes, I just need to do a shout out. Sometimes it's very important. Where is it? Yes, Milka Wanyange, thank you for your support. I've pinned the number there for those who are willing to support us through M-Pesa or any financial support. I've pinned the number and will be grateful for your contribution. People are listening. And remember, this is what was done against Uhuru Kenyatta. We went there and lied to the people. That's what happened. UDA went there and lied to the people. Then, the people there, people have also gone back and they're now listening. Let me tell you what is the resultant effect. In the last general election, 8 million people abstained from the ballot. Abstained from the ballot. Looking at the population, voting population, majority of the 8 million came from Mount Kenya. If we are to go to a ballot and only, and we go to a ballot where the 8 million goes to vote, what do you expect? The tide can change. And I think I saw a research, someone was trying to do a research, was just asking, what do you think could have been behind the 8 million people not going to vote? It's simple. Failed political leadership. It's not about they didn't see significance in voting. In fact, in terms of civic education, I think civic education was done. And we were not doing voting for the first time. People have been voting. So everyone knew it is an election day. No one knew it is not an election day. And everyone knew that it is your responsibility to vote. But people abstained because of failed political leadership. Now, when this messaging comes, and I can tell you that the fall of Kenya Kwanza, if it happens to be so, will occasion the rise of a new political dawn. It will bring a new political dawn. And that political dawn will be the politics of lying to the population will come to an end. Because that will be it. Ukisikia those two clips, someone is saying, walitudanganya. When the word walitudanganya sinks, will sink to the mind of the masses, that will be the end of UD. I can tell you that. You can go and borrow. You can go and borrow alone. You promised, if you don't deliver, and in fact, Raila is just helping you guys to deliver. That's it. Now, voter apathy could actually kill the ethnic mobilization. Yesterday, I saw Rigathi carrying a paper, a false cap, with the names of people who had been appointed in government from Tharaka Nithi. And he was even telling them to come in front so that the voters could see them. And according to him, the Tharaka Nithi people should feel that they belong to the government and that their people have been appointed in government so that next time they should also vote in because they have not been left out. That was led by Waziri, and you know, interestingly, even the governor was paraded amongst the leaders that were appointed by President Uhuru Kenyatta. So we are simply mobilizing on ethnic grounds. That's it. When we are sending Musalia to go and tell people in Western that, look here, I've got that 30%. We are sending Kingi to go and tell people in Kilifi that has been made the speaker, and so they should have a sense of belonging. We are going everywhere, you know, to tell the people that your tribe have been given jobs, so you should feel that you're part of the government. You know, trying to fight, trying to do that mobilization, trying to use those appointments as ethnic mobilization. But actually, in Mount Kenya, people will even abstain more. In fact, those who voted, quite a number that voted for William Ruto might even abstain. Because that vote apathy is because of a gap a very big gap between what a leader said and what a leader is doing. I see I'm seeing a lot of defections from the mountain, and I think Azimio fold has been affected harshly. In terms of defections, the most outrageous numbers come from Mount Kenya. Okay, I know those people who argue from the school of thought that nothing less, no impact. But those defections were effected by the political machinery with an intention to change the tide to make sure that you kick out Azimio from Mount Kenya. Now, with that messaging on failed promises, and also the messaging on we won but we were robbed, I can tell you, it's putting the supporters in some sort of a hope that, look here, we need to maintain because we got a win and we can still do. So it will help the Azimio team to still consolidate a vote in the mountain despite of these discussions going on. I know many people don't want to face this fact, but what we are doing now, what Azimio is doing now, is having a bearing on 2027. It's premature to look at it that way. But again, in the fullness of time, it will count when you speak about politics of 2027. Ruto popularity in Mount Kenya will sink. And do you know what? When that popularity sinks, we shall start going back to what is called as tokenism. Tokenism, you know, you'll see people being given the wheelbarrows and the wood sewing machines and like what happened in the last mobilization. But then, when you act in panic, you will most likely be selective. Because you'll go to a mode, you will reroute the budget to suit the voters that you target. So on that extent, you'll see a bit of that discrimination going on. It will reach a point where now William Ruto said, okay, here, it's 1 year to an election or 2 years to election. I can't please everyone. I must seek the vote. Now, when you get to that panic mode, you lose the value of that presidency. And I can tell you, it will be very, 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 very murky. So that's it. I don't know what to think from people in Mount Kenya. And what's your take on what's going on? Remember, these areas Raila Odinga team, Azimio team, have not visited since election. They have not gone there. The last time Raila was in Mountain, I think he was only in Kiambu and around Githurai. But has not gone to the Nyeri, Meru, Embu, Tarakaniti, Kirinyaga, those areas. I think he hasn't gone to those areas. So let's wait and see how this will play out, guys.